And it looked like Caitlin Clark has landed her first speaking gig of the offseason.
Caitlin Clark didn't even let the season end before securing another big payday. While half the WNBA is wrapped up in CBA drama and complaints, Clark just locked in her first off-season project. And the league's executives are definitely paying attention. She's not after rebounds this time. She's after microphones and massive checks. So, the real question is the WNBA upset or just envious? Like I've said before, this woman doesn't take breaks. While other players argue about leadership, contracts, and Cathy Engelbert's silent treatment of the media, Caitlin's out here signing deals that pay her to speak. Yeah, not endorsement deals, speaking engagements, earning money just for sharing her thoughts.
Biggest conversations last offseason was Caitlin Clark $100,000 an hour speaking gigs. Well, I'm here to tell you she is not taking long getting back to work, raking in the cash because she has landed.
And no, it's not some small town school event. We're talking high-end corporate conferences, the kind that pays around $100,000 per appearance. Let's take it back for a second. Last offseason, social media went wild when word got out that Caitlin Clark's speaking rate was hovering around six figures, $100,000 an hour. People laughed until major companies actually started calling. And now, less than a month after her season wrapped up, she's already booked another one. Honestly, the WNBA front office probably discovered it at the same time we did, through a tweet.
Didn't need the money to do unrivaled. She's landing $100K to speak to speak for companies and represent companies all over the country. She's not hurting for cash, and I just think this is just the coolest thing ever that Caitlin Clark is able.
Here's what's going down. Caitlin Clark's officially been announced as the headline speaker for the Long Island Association's fall conference. Yeah, Long Island, where the serious money lives. We're talking country clubs, luxury cars, and business elites. She'll be sitting down with the association's president, Matt Cohen, for an in-depth conversation about her record-breaking career, her influence on basketball, and how she's reshaping her image beyond the sport. Translation: she's become the face of women's basketball, and the WNBA knows it.
So it looked like Caitlin Clark is headed to Long Island Association, bro. So it stated Long Island Association joined the Long Island Association's president and CEO, Matt Cohen, moderates a special conversation with Caitlin Clark discussing her record-breaking performances, impact, and cultural influence on October the 29th at 10:30 to 12:30 in New York.
And just to be clear, this isn't a charity event. It's a full-on corporate gig. They've already announced that sponsorship slots are available, tickets are limited, and it's taking place at the exclusive Holly Country Club, which, let's be honest, isn't a place for anyone on a budget. So yeah, Caitlin's getting paid, and she's earning every penny now. Here's the interesting part. Fans are cheering her on, but the league's leadership, they're sweating. Because when your most popular player can make in 1 hour what others earn in a month, that creates a major image problem. Let's crunch the numbers. The average WNBA player pulls in around $120,000 per year. Caitlin Clark can nearly match that in one speaking engagement, without even stepping on the court. No fouls, no elbows, no refs ignoring contact, just microphones and cool air conditioning. Meanwhile, Cathy Engelbert's probably sitting in a meeting room, trying to figure out how to convince players not to walk out next season. It's a perfect visual. Some players are publicly demanding higher pay, while Caitlin Clark is quietly proving she doesn't rely on the league for financial stability. And to be clear, she's not walking away from basketball, not even close. But this move sends a strong signal. She's showing everyone that her name holds more value than the league's logo. And that's what's making executives nervous. Because when one player's influence grows larger than the organization itself, everything changes. Sponsors start asking the uncomfortable question: do we need the league, or do we just need her? And that's where things get shaky, because the same player that boosted their ratings could easily make them irrelevant next year.
Just with working back to full health, Steph mentioned that it was kind of baby steps and getting back and making sure you don't lose what you've worked on this season. Just what are your plans for the off season and possibly playing or just doing individual workouts?
Yeah, I mean, Probably take a little bit of a break here, just for maybe a week. I don't really want to lose a ton of the stuff I've worked on, and just trying to get my body back to full health. There's some USA basketball stuff I need to get ready for, and I need to be able to find some runs and some ways to play 5-on-5, just so I can kind of get that feel back. And but more than anything, I think my main focus is really just getting my body healthy. And once we get back to 5-on-5, like just being able to test my body and make sure I know it's in a good spot where it's going to be able to hold up with everything that, we think we've corrected or we think we've worked on, to be able to know I'm in a really good spot there. And, when you go through injuries, especially in my scenario where it's been a few of the reoccurring kind of bouncing around, which isn't necessarily uncommon in my situation just because of compensation, and when you're dealing with things in that groin area, that just is kind of how it can go sometimes. I think it's important that you can become confident in your body again, and that's for anybody that goes through injury. So that's probably going to be my main focus is, just feeling 100% again, and then obviously, having that confidence in my body too.
This off-season appearance at the Long Island Association isn't just a quick money grab, it's a calculated power move. It proves she's not waiting for the WNBA to clean up its image. She's actively building her own brand empire, and the price tag reflects that. Corporate clients pay anywhere from $100,000 to $250,000 for speakers of Caitlin's caliber. You think they're offering her anything less? Not a chance. She's basically delivering TED Talks with a killer jump shot. The funniest part is watching people online pretend to be shocked. Bro, this is the same Caitlin Clark who turned women's college basketball into must-see television. The same athlete who made Iowa games trend higher than NBA Finals highlights. The same rookie who sold out every away arena during her first WNBA season. You thought she was going to spend the winter relaxing? No shot. She's making moves while other athletes' PR teams argue online. Now, let's talk about why this matters. Because while Caitlin's booking major events, the WNBA's stuck dealing with controversy. Nafisa Collier's calling out leadership, Aja Wilson's catching criticism over favoritism claims, and Kathy Engelbert's still ducking interviews. The league needed a positive story, and Caitlin just gave them one. The twist? It's not theirs, it's hers. That's the power shift. She's not letting the league define her off-season. She's defining it on her own terms. And that's something no league can control. Because once a player becomes bigger than the system, the dynamic flips. You can't suspend her. You can't fine her. You can't silence her. She's got sponsors, media attention, fans, and now her own stage. And honestly, it's poetic. While other players are fighting for pay raises, Caitlin's showing them how to build their own income. She's converting fame into enterprise, popularity into freedom. The WNBA's never had someone like that before. They've always counted on keeping stars within their system, but Caitlin Clark's showing she doesn't need the system to shine. Let's be real, some media outlets are already twisting the story. Headlines like, Caitlin Clark chooses corporate over team unity are popping up. Please, you can't criticize someone for being smart. She's not abandoning the sport. She's elevating it. It's not like she's skipping practices for commercials. The season's over. This is literally what the offseason is designed for. NBA players run camps. NFL players sign sponsorship deals. Caitlin Clark delivers keynotes and earns her worth. That's not greed. That's recognizing value. And you know who understands that perfectly? The corporations paying her. Because they see what the league sometimes overlooks. Caitlin Clark is a global name. Her following goes way beyond Indiana. It's Iowa, the Midwest, and international fans. Kids across Europe mimic her shooting form. Parents spend hundreds just to get her jersey. That's real influence. So, when she steps up for a $100,000 appearance at a luxury golf club, she's not just earning. She's proving her influence stretches far beyond basketball.